Welcome to Sportsbook Review, everybody. I'm Mike Brenner. This is the PuckHeads Show, and today I get a break in the studio because Scott Carter is not here. That's right, he's visiting Nicaragua because he does travel on the bookies' money. Although his record right now does not indicate that, he does take advantage of some spots. He tweets them out, but with all seriousness, he is in Nicaragua on the bookies' money, so he'll be back next week. But Dana Lane, who is back from a Mexican cruise, is on a mission. El Fuego is what we call him here in Costa Rica because this man is on fire, 5-0, all right, the last 5 picks on the videos. So first and foremost, Dana, welcome aboard and great job, my man.
Hey, I appreciate it, Mike, very much. It was only a matter of time, and now, for the people that stayed with us, now we're into the plus money, almost plus 8 units on the year.
That's fantastic. And this is that time, the cream rises to the top. Handicapping becomes, the weapons are sharper and, it's just more effective this time of year. So with that being said, let's throw the record up. I'm coming off of a 1-1 night, but I went 2-0 when you were in Mexico that previous day. So I've hit 3 out of my last 4. So I'm starting to feel some momentum as well, Dana.
Good for you, Mike. Hey, you've been really consistent this whole year. There was something about when we did videos. I just couldn't hit them early on, but we're certainly rolling now. And
well, last year, if you remember, and again, maybe it's Scott Carter's our bad luck. I'm just kidding. I'm not piling on the guy. But last year, you and I, when we were doing videos solo, just the two of us, we started to heat up and go on a tear. So this doesn't surprise me at all. With that being said, coming off of a very hot streak, what do you got for our viewers tonight so they can cash that NHL ticket?
Well, we got 2 games tonight, Mike, and the first game is going to be the Boston Bruins minus $1.07 against the Anaheim Ducks, and we're not 100% certain who's going to start in goal for the Bruins tonight. Probably it's going to be Hudobin. This line does indicate that he might start over Rask, considering the Bruins have played 3 games in the last 4 days. I expect a physical, up-tempo game tonight. And one change that Claude Julien, who's not a coach that likes to change his lines up a lot, one change that he has made that I think is going to make the Bruins better is putting Pasternak on that second line with Krejci, and we already saw that pay off last night. So that first line is now going to be Bergeron with Backes and Marchand. I think the Bruins are going to come out and get an early lead in this and hang on. So $1.07 at home is attractive for me for a unit.
You know what? The way you break that down, Dennis, it reminds me of Pistol Pete, the way he's busting down his small schools. I just sit there and I'm in awe because he knows, like Pasternak, if he's inserted in that second line with Grisha or whoever the hell it is, I can't even pronounce these guys' names. It's like poetry in motion, Dana Lane.
Well, I do my best. I mean, this is what I do 24/7. So
Dennis is over there smiling, giving me the thumbs up. So obviously he sees it too. All right, I love that, and that's with confidence. All right, does the 3 games in 4 days, does that concern you with Boston?
It doesn't really concern me because I think a lot of coaches are prepped for this, and what happens is you may not forecheck as heavy as you would in other times of the year in an effort to keep your guys a little bit sharper. I know the shifts have been a little bit shorter, and look, I mean, if there was going to be a letdown, and give the Bruins a lot of credit, they went into Montreal, which is not a place that a lot of teams go in and win. They beat their arch rival, the Canadiens, and then came back and played a game that they could have won against the Pittsburgh Penguins. If there was going to be a letdown, I think it was against the Penguins, and even though they lost that game, I think they're going to ride that momentum right into this game tonight.
Yeah, I can't argue that. And you know what? These are hockey players. I wanted to hear your response to that, but hockey players, they don't care. They'll play 7 games in 7 days. They just do not care, and that's what I love about hockey. And, it's one of my least handicapped sports that I do, but it's my most loved as a fan, and I played it as a child all the way up to 13 years old, and I love the sport itself. So with that being said, Boston minus 107. All right, that's Dana's first pick. I'm going to hit you with my first pick. All right, I really like this. I just think momentum and emotion are everything. You and I caught fire with this team last year when they made that coaching change, and I'll always refer to it as that coaching change. I am all over Minnesota, and I know I'm going to get a lot of ooh, but I'll take Dubnyk over Rini any day of the week. I don't care if the percentage is better with Rini. It's emotion, and he's got a better team around him than Nashville. I am all over this. I think it's going to be a no-brainer with Minnesota on the money line. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I definitely love the way Dubnyk's been playing. I mean, he's completely underrated, and I know that Rene has turned his season around a little bit and still have Nashville, but I'm still not 100% certain that when I put my money down to back Pekka Rinne that I'm going to get a return. So I feel a little bit more stronger backing Devin Dubnyk at this point than Pekka Rinne.
I do too. And 5 games in a row this team has won. That momentum's picking up. They're having fun. And I read an article where that locker room is not only focused, but it's loose. And when it's loose, that means you're having fun playing a sport that you love. And what that transfers to and equals to in our business is cash and tickets. So I am absolutely all over Minnesota. All right, Dana, hit us with your second pick.
Okay, my second and my last pick is going to be Arizona and Toronto, and we're going to go with the under in this minus $1.09, also for a unit. And keep in mind, too.
Now, what's that set at? Is that set at 5 or 5.5?
That's at 5.5.
Okay.
So keep in mind, too, that we're going a unit on these, whereas the other plays earlier in the week were a little bit larger. And the reason is because we're playing with house money now. So now we build with discipline. We build with patience. We don't have to try to dig ourselves out of the hole anymore.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Viewers, that's what you need to hear. That is exactly what you need to hear, viewers. All right, coming off a hot streak, increase the units? Hell no. Now, we're on house money, okay? We're going to stick to the plan, and we're going to stay disciplined. All right, Dana, I love that. That's absolutely amazing, and that's why at Dana Lane Sports is where you can find this guy. I'm not kidding you. For hockey, nobody heats up that ice hotter than Dana Lane, and he does it consistently, viewers. I didn't mean to throw you off there, buddy. I just had to put that out there.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I was just going to finish that up and saying it's time to dig a hole for the bookmakers and create a pile of cash for us. But this game tonight, hey, look, this is one of those instances where if you're a novice bettor, you would look at Toronto and say, well, boy, they're 8th in the league in scoring. They're 3rd in goals and shots per game. They're certainly rolling offensively. Well, that's not true. Mitch Marner has not scored in his last 10 games. The Leafs have scored 11 goals in their last 6 games, and that's including a 4-goal outburst against the Boston Bruins. So if you take that out, that's 7 goals in 5 games. This is not a team that it's on top of their offensive game. We go to the other side with the Arizona Coyotes, and Mike Smith has done everything he possibly can to keep the Coyotes in games this year. Through 15 games, his save percentage is over 92%, which is an elite goaltender status. The problem is he's got nobody to score goals in front of him.
Yeah, he's got no offense with him. So the facts you're throwing out there, all right, that equals under to me, and that's why obviously you're on that. And it's set at 5.5. And that best shot line was minus 109. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I like what you said, let's dig a hole for the bookie. Hell no, we're on the ice. Bring the auger, Dana. We're going to cut a huge hole, and we're going to put that bookie in there. We're going to cover that damn thing back up. How's that sound?
That sounds good to me.
All right, now I'm going to throw out my second and final play. I love this team. Won 3 out of 4. I'm telling you, just went into the New York and beat the Rangers, all right, on Tuesday. I don't think there's any reason whatsoever they're not going to do the same thing to the Islanders, except I see them beating them 3-1, 4-1. And I'm not going to go on the puck line and just take that outrageous risk because you never know what can happen. I'm going to go with the money line. I saw it at about a minus 111. I'm going Blackhawks, and it might be up a little bit now. What's your thoughts on that? Because this team also is picking up some steam.
Well, I played Chicago last night. In fact, I put them in our paper here locally. The only thing that kind of scares me about that is that line. Sometimes you look at a line and you get a little bit of a gut feeling about where it should be versus where it is. But let's keep in mind Chicago's getting Seabrook back. They're getting Jonathan Taves back. Even though Darling's going to start tonight, I don't see that as that big of a drop-off. It would be the Chicago Blackhawks or nothing for me tonight.
Yeah, and again, you got the Islanders. They've lost 3 out of 5. There's no momentum rolling right now. That team gets into these ruts, except for an occasional year where they shine and make a run. All right, but I just think that team's mentally defeated in their locker room. And I'm not in there. I don't have any quotes from there. I don't have any sources, but just something tells me that's what is lacking with that team. And it's that leadership. It's in the locker room, and then transferring that onto the ice, all right, for production is what they lack. Chicago, they're just too well seasoned. It's too much of a veteran team. They've won too many damn Stanley Cups not to to know how to go into a place like that and say, look, this is a gotta win for us. We gotta win this game because we cannot lose against a team like this. I'm all over it. I love it. All right, viewers, you heard it. I've got 2 plays. Dana's got 2 plays. Scott Carter, who the hell knows where he's at? Hopefully he'll come back from Nicaragua. We'll see when he gets back. He's probably going to have some kind of Hawaiian shirt on and some kind of new recipe for a Nicaraguan food because that guy can throw down. Dennis, I'm not kidding you. Scott Carter, it's called In the Kitchen with Carter. All right, that guy can flat throw down when it comes time to putting some food together. So I'm going to see if he can do us a favor.
I believe you. I believe you.
Well, you'll believe it when you see it, and I'm not kidding you. Had I not tasted his food, I mean, he does a lot of good finger foods and stuff like that for the ball games. He loves talking about his picks when he cooks, and that's a damn show in the waiting. I mean, it's just waiting to happen. So.
It's like Emeril Lagasse meets Steve Stevens.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Steve Stevens would be pleased to be thrown into that sentence. Dana, what are your thoughts on that? You got to get down here and meet this guy in person, this Scotty Carter, and then take advantage of his cooking. Right now, don't take advantage of his picks because there ain't nothing to take advantage of. Ooh, there was a low blow because he's not here to defend himself. But with that being said, his cooking makes up for it.
Yeah, all I've heard, Mike, is get down there. I haven't heard anything else. That's exactly what I would love to do one day. Because
you need to. All right, we just sent one back. Another guy I do videos with, Drew Martin, young guy out of the ATL. We do a smash and grab video series together, and I kept telling him, get down here, get down here. I'll be damned if he didn't come down last week. He just flew back out yesterday. He can't wait to get back here. He's like, Brenner, oh my God, it is real. And I'll just leave it at that. And with that being said, Bookie's money tonight can pay for that trip. All right, viewers, we're having fun here at the PuckHeads. We're producing. Dana Lane is heating up. Matter of fact, they might have to cancel the games because the ice is going to start melting. And with that being said, Scott Carter, get back in here so I can throw you the hell out of the studio. All right, guys, cash those tickets. Dana, so good to have you back, my friend.
Thank you. Best of luck to you tonight, Mike.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.